And we are on.
Bango. All right. This is Friday Night Hangout number 21 for Android Coliseum. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Those of you who are watching live, those of you who are catching this at a later date, we appreciate you being able to tune in at any time. It's March 22nd. This is our 21st Hangout here with the Android Coliseum blog. As you know, you can find us on AndroidColiseum.com. We're on Facebook and Android Coliseum, Twitter, Google+, and thanks to Sylvain for his YouTube account and posting all our on-air videos. So it is March 22nd, like I said, and I'm joined with us with a few guests this week. As we know, those of you who follow our normal cast, Tom, who's at home with his wife, who's just gone into some surgery, so April, take care. Cass, who is out on vacation and somewhere sunny and enjoying every minute of it. I'm sure she doesn't miss the Canadian weather at all right now.
I will still send her the link.
She should get Wi-Fi where she's at and jump in. And Brandon, who has to work tonight. So, but thankfully we have some new guests. So I'll introduce everybody. We go through it. So starting from I'm going to go my far right, which is Sylvain Laboris, who is manning our cameras right here at the Android Coliseum, and he is a little under the weather still today. So I don't know what's going around in Alberta, but he's apparently getting some nasty colds. So he may have to duck out and not sneeze on us for a while.
Yeah.
And then joining us as a guest is Sylvain. Savan. I'm missing the two names together. These French names, I can't. Savan, who's just come back from some warm weather herself, and is coming with her expertise on Android devices to talk about it. Myself, I'm Ryan Moore, a writer here with the Android Coliseum blog. Then we have Mark Lestuca, writer here with the Android Coliseum blog, who's been able to steal time away from his son to be able to talk Android with us here as well.
Briefly.
We have the time. And then we have in the very far end, last but not least, Brian Evans, reader here at the Android Coliseum blog. Thanks for stepping in.
Sure, just some guy here. Want to talk about Android.
Just some guy settled in your new place yet, or what?
No, I guess we're going to move at the end of April.
We still haven't moved yet. Okay, yeah. I know you're moving, so...
Super excited.
So you'll have a new place to set all your Android... how you put your Android devices on the different places, the little Android buddies, and new fresh starts. Gotcha.
Oh, it's exciting.
There you go. Okay, so we have a bunch of topics to go through, guys. Those of you who have followed us before, we have a link that's for our agenda in the event hangout, and you can just go through the agenda and follow along with us and see what we're going to talk about. And as we go through it, for the first hour, it's just going to be us talking. We're all going to have our thoughts and say, but you can interact with us by commenting on our YouTube page, commenting on Twitter, on Facebook, on Google+, through the event, through the agenda comments. There's plenty of ways for you just to say, hey, you missed this point, and we can get that, and we'll make sure we mention it. Once about the midnight mark hits, that's when we'll stop the on-air portion and then have it off-air, but open to anybody. So come on in and say, hey, you missed a really good, cool portion about this feature, and you got to talk about that. So we will have a chance to talk, and it doesn't have to be on Android, but we can just chat and meet our fans, like we have so many. Okay, so let's start it off.
Too many for our hangout.
Too many for our hangout, obviously, always. Let's take a look at the topics. Now, this is the topic. The first one off the top is something that I've been kind of shying away from. Just as, if you guys know me, I'm not a rumor guy, so I stay away from the rumors. I try to get away from the gossip. But those of you who looked at the Nexus 4 and went, oh, it's not that big of a step for my Galaxy Nexus, are really looking at this. So guys like Sylvain, I know Sylvain as well is looking at it. So Sylvain, talk about the rumors for the Nexus 5. What are you really looking at this as?
Well, like I said in the previous Hangout, what I'm looking for is a better camera. And according to that rumor, it would have an Nikon camera. So I'm all over this. Is it going to be that good? I think so, and I hope so. Of course, I'm going to need an upgrade at some point, just to get away from my Galaxy Nexus and I think that's something I should be looking forward to. It's going to be, what are they saying here? 2 gigs of RAM. It's going to be a 5-inch, so I think quite bigger than my Galaxy Nexus. Full HD display, bigger battery, of course. And someone needs to explain to me what the camera with 3 sensor would be. What's that? Do you know, Ryan?
Yeah, well, if it's the 3 sensor one I'm thinking of, they were talking about basically like HDR would have an. They used to have these like super CCDs, which would have 2 sensors, one really small and one really big, and the really big sensor would take in all the dark light, the areas from the dark shaded areas, and the small one would take all the bright stuff, and so it would mash them together and get a really good pixel. Now, whether they're doing that or it's more like the old Fovon chip, which would actually have a sensor for red, a sensor for blue, a sensor for green, or whatever. I'm not sure. I have to admit, I haven't really looked into the rumors on this, just because I'm staying out, and I really haven't been keeping up on my camera apps. But you look at the specs that's going to happen, and Sylvain and I had a really good discussion before the Hangout about what is a next in terms of, is it going to be a top-end device? Is it going to be the absolute highest device out there? And it's cool. I don't think so. I mean, you look at what they're starting to say it's going to have. 1080p, 2 gigs of RAM, quad-core processor. I mean, we have devices out there like that already.
Yeah, it's already there.
It's already there. What's going to set it apart is going to be that Nikon camera. And we have heard Vic Gondotra talk about the next Nexus phone's camera will blow you away. And that's a cool thing to say. I just don't know. I mean, obviously, nobody's going to really sit down and say, yeah, it's actually got Nikon in it yet. It's so far out in advance that they're going to say some of that. But maybe. And maybe it's going to have this new ruby glass or sapphire glass, whatever it was that we're talking about, that's going to have super unscratchability, take Gorilla Glass out of the market entirely. Who knows?
I'll look at that when I see it.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I know that at least with the Nexus 4, they did try to have new features. Like they tried to have the wireless charging, some kind of a gimmick, if you can call it that way, to sell it. So the camera makes sense that they would concentrate on that. But for me, and like having LTE will be more important.
Yeah. Well, we don't have LTE in this one either. Right, the Nexus 4, technically.
Not officially.
It was an error or an omission of the manufacturer part of just like, well, whatever. It's cheaper for us to keep that chip in. I mean, but that's the thing when we talk about now. I don't know how it's different in the States. There's a lot of copyright or what do they come with the term is for? But in the States, LTE is a proprietary technology. Therefore, they can't just put in an open source code device. They have to have it locked away and have a separate build like they have in the States. It's the Verizon Galaxy Nexus, which has the LTE. Isn't on the same track as the regular Galaxy Nexus. Kind of like the ones we have in Canada, the Galaxy Nexus don't get the same updates because it uses a proprietary LTE technology, which sets it apart. So, Mark, you comment?
Yeah, well, what you're getting with the LTE a lot of different bands in a lot of different countries. They all use different technology, right? In Canada, we've been somewhat fortunate in that a lot of the carriers share a lot of the same tech, so especially the 3G technology that's all shared except for wind and mobility. And a lot of them are also sharing the same frequencies for LTE. But if you look at the US, their LTEs are like all over the place. So, and like you said there, the one that I think it's Verizon uses, it's completely different, and that's why they've had problems with the Galaxy Nexus. Verizon getting it updated is you have to go through the approval process the Galaxy Nexus has, because it's a Verizon version, and Verizon has to approve it, and then people are just now getting the 4.2.2 update, like months and months after all the other phones have gotten it.
So
they wanted to avoid that.
And I wonder, so in the States, I can see that, but in Canada, we're a little, like I said, we're a little more fortunate. So in the future, this Nexus 5 having LTE, in the States it may not be a possibility unless they have some sort of change up. But in Canada, would we get that feature? I don't know. It's weird. I mean, the idea right now, the rumor is that it's still LG that's tipped to be able to do the next Nexus. So if that's the case, I mean, it looks like it's going to be a revamp of the LG Pro would be the Nexus 5, right? So the LG Pro, which is LTE, would they do the same thing? I.e., this was the Optimus G. So this is the Optimus G, but the Nexus version is the Nexus 5 going to be the G Pro with LTE. Therefore, it'd have the skeleton of the LTE chip inside. Who knows? Again, I kind of go, you know what? Maybe it's my Canadian in me going, just relax, sit back, chill, have patience. Things will happen. They'll come out. You'll find out. There's no need to rush. No
Yeah,
complaining
there's
at all.
really no reason to pay
I do
attention
not
to the
agree.
rumors.
There is a rush. It needs to come out ASAP.
Us tech enthusiasts, we want it. We want it now, right? So who knows? Okay, so let's move along. The next topic we're going on here is the Play Store Redeem feature came out this week. So this is something actually, in talking on Google Plus, even Sivan was saying it was a week too late, who was just in the States, to say, but it just appeared on the Google Play Store app that we could actually go ahead and say, oh, I can redeem now. Which is weird because a couple of days earlier we saw the news that Rogers was going to be offering free gift certificates with the Galaxy S3 and potential S4 purchases, that you'd get a gift certificate or a Google Play Store credit for that. And you're like, oh, well, how is that possible? Because we can't use it, right? I mean, that doesn't make sense. But it looks like we now can do it. The only issue is, where can we buy the Play Store vouchers? I want to go and buy a Play Store voucher and try it out, because again, I'd be one of the things.
I bought it in the States.
You bought it in the States, right? So there's nowhere in Canada we can get it, right?
And I was able to redeem it last week. That's why I said it's a week late, because I was able to redeem it by changing the address in Wallet to a US address.
Okay, so you didn't do it from the US.
No, I bought it in the US and I did it here in Canada. I didn't have to use a US proxy or market enabler or anything. I just had to change the address in Google Wallet to a US address.
Okay.
Now, I'm wondering though, but as soon as you probably don't need to do that now, but when can we buy them? Because I know Tom and I have always talked about what would be the coolest feature about the Play Store, which you can't do in iOS as far as I know, is I want to buy an app for somebody. So let's say my wife, I say, hey, no, you got to get this app, but she doesn't want to spend $3 on it. Well, you know what? I can go ahead and go, I'm buying you the $3 app. I'll buy it in my phone, but it's a gift to this user. If you could do that, that'd be really cool. Instead of me having to go buy a Play Store, $10 credit card, $10 thing for a $3 app. If I could gift it, that'd be kind of cool. So that'd be kind of cool to see if they eventually announce that kind of feature. But for now, it looks like we can redeem at least. So we just now need a place to go and buy them. Mark, comment?
Yeah, actually, if you have like a wife or a significant other who has a phone, I would just share an account with them, right? And then you'd buy it. But I think where the gift cards become more useful is if you have kids, for example. You can create a Google account for them, and then you can only put on like $10, and then they can use it instead of getting the same problem where some kid spends $2,500 of their parents' money buying.
That's exactly what I did with that card.
So those are much more. It allows a parent to control the purchases in the store. I think that's where more of a use to it.
See, what I would use it for is the fact, actually, in terms of gifting the app. I mean, yes, I'd use it for gifting it to my wife if I say, here's a good, cool app you got to try out. But I also have a Google TV upstairs that I have just a family account on. So, like, it's not my Gmail, it's not her Gmail, it's just the Moore family Gmail account that I set up. It's so a third account I have to worry about in the house. So
no, but I know that it will be very handy, because my friend, for example, bought her kids a tablet, and the first thing she asked me, she has an iPad, and she said, does Google have the same thing as the Apple App Store cards, that she can ask people to buy her girls for their birthday a gift card for apps and movies and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing she asked me, and I said, well, it's only in the States, and she was disappointed. So I think having it in Canada will help sell more Android products as well because people are used to having it with an Apple product.
Oh yeah, oh for sure, and yeah, and looking at like it's funny. I was at the schools today, and the joke going around was the fact about we were talking that the graphing calculators are like $180, $160, whereas a Nexus 7 tablet is $189. You can get so much more out of the Nexus 7 tablet,
Right.
and if you could set it up so that those will have only a specific amount of credit on those counts, that's all the easy way to do it. Anyways, well, great. Canada's getting included in something. Thank God, finally.
We'll see.
The next thing that came up, and this is a bit of my continuation of a rant I had last week about the demise of Google Reader, and it looks like they've, in the ashes of Google Reader, they're trying to bring out a new product called Google Keep. Now, I'm a big Google fan. I use Google Docs a lot, and personally, I've never really found the use for Evernote. I haven't been able to sit down and figure out how Evernote is useful. So I just make a bunch of docs in Google Drive, and I keep all those there, and they don't have a ton of space in there. Now Google Keep just seems to be a smaller version of that, and I just don't get how Google Keep. Anybody here using Google Keep yet? Have we tried it out?
Yes, but I
Yeah.
still prefer Evernote.
You prefer Evernote? Well, I'll have to sit down and talk to you about Evernote because I'm finding a way for me to use it. I haven't really tried it out.
I've been using it for a long time, and the big advantage at this point is that they have a Chrome extension and a Chrome app. So for me, when I'm at the office, they have a web clipper. If I have a document or a website that I want to keep, I just click a button. It captures the whole thing, saves it automatically. It's very fast and it's very useful. So, but I did use Keep this week for small notes. Someone hit my car, and I took a fast note of the license plate in Keep. I'm like, oh, I have a widget.
Yeah.
fast,
And I guess that's the thing. It's for fast notes. Like for me, I don't really do many fast notes or off the cuff notes. I just kind of, and for me, it was just a matter of note management. That's where Evernote, I'm trying to get super stuff. Yeah, it was crazy. So anyway, Mark, you had a comment about Keep. You go ahead.
Yeah, I've used Evernote and some of the other one is Press, I think, too, or not Press, but or maybe it was, but I use several different ones, and I always never get into it because to me it seems like there's quite a few barriers to add stuff. There's a lot of stuff you have to go through. I kind of just wanted a simple, no keeping to go in there, and what I find is it needs to be a quick way for you to grab a note and go. Otherwise, the barrier to use is too high. Also, the big thing that I'm tempted to see what they can do with is the integration with Google Now, because if you're using Google Now for everything, and then let's say right now it's not as featureful, but maybe they may add stuff like you can add an address to it, and then maybe like if you're near an address, then it reminds you by Google Now, says, oh, by the way, you need to pick up eggs or something on the way home.
Yeah.
So I mean it's very kind of bare bones right now, which is good to get started, and it may add more and more features to it, but it's still I've used it for a couple things. I'm not sure how well it's going to work. It needs to be able to remind me is what it needs to do and make it easy for me to add notes.
Yeah, and that was some of the. Now I'll get some other comments here in a second. That we've been hearing about, is Google Keep going to kill tasks? And I haven't seen where Google Keep keeps its files. Is it keeping them in Docs at all, or?
No, not at all.
No,
I just
it's
checked.
separately entirely, and that's what I really hate about this stuff is.
Tasks is killing tasks.
Yeah, but I mean, like, my music files are here, my Picasa folders are over there, my Drive files are over here. I wanted Drive to have everything all together, your bookmarks, everything in one.
Well, it's almost there, Ryan, because you go drive.google.com/keep.
Like
Right.
/keep. But if I want to go in just Drive, I can't see a folder for Keep.
I'm surprised
Anyways.
that they didn't put it in the black bar.
Yeah, they haven't done that yet. They should do that.
Well, I think that's because this is this keep thing is so far away from being completed. I'm not even sure why they released it yet.
Sure.
It doesn't do anything, to be honest.
They're gonna kill it in 2 years anyway.
Well, I hope not, because there's a lot of potential there.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, even something simple like pasting a link into a note, it doesn't create a snippet. Like, what is this, 2008 or something? Because this is pretty basic stuff.
Well, and I use it like I would use it like I would use Docs. And what I'm doing right now, I'm like, if I see a picture of something that's really cool that like my wife would like for her birthday, I'll take a picture of it and I'll share it to Google Drive in the folder I have for notes for good gift
Is that
ideas.
the blacked out version already?
Well, it's not officially available, but I have a theme on my phone, the same as Tom, and it was
Already
updated
blacked
today.
out. Okay, so anyways,
The thing that is exciting for me is the checkboxes, because since I'm with an Android phone, I'm looking for a good one with checkboxes, just for shopping, for everything.
Oh, they have that.
Shopping,
Yeah.
tasks, everything. So I think
Yeah.
I think I'll use it a lot for this one, and it appears on the widget, so I like that.
all right.
Yeah,
So
you know
maybe
what?
last comment, yeah,
Is it my turn?
yeah.
Okay. There's one thing I didn't like is that it's really hard to just delete a note. You know, you can only archive it from the main screen, and if you want to delete it, you have to go in the archive notes. So
There's
that's
no
kind
like
of
long
annoying.
press delete or whatever, eh?
Yeah, because
That's
if
true.
on the main screen you just slide it to the right, it archives it. I want to be able to delete it also. You know, it should be in the options. But once
I can
again,
see
it
why
just
they didn't do that.
why?
'Cause, well, it's called Google Keep, so they want you to keep stuff in there.
I don't
So,
want
I mean, if it just archives it, they don't care. It's if it's out of your view, you're fine with it. So I guess they
Yeah.
figured,
Well-
why delete? Just keep it.
And that's something like if you notice with the
Yeah.
Gmail update, we'll talk about this later too. I mean, like with the art, like did anybody actually delete their emails? Like personally, I have to delete
All the
emails
time.
out of Gmail.
Yeah.
My wife
I
does,
hate-
but I don't.
I hate archiving. I just one of those things like it's gone. I don't want to ever show up ever again. Like it's deleted. I don't
Some
understand
things
archive.
Some
You
things
just don't
it's
want it
annoying
in your-
because what happened to me this week is that I did choose to delete some emails and not see them again. But the moment someone replies to it, even though I deleted it, the whole conversation reappeared.
Still there, right?
So that
So
was
what's the
very
difference between that
annoying,
and
and
archive?
suddenly it appeared there. So I had to go to the trash, delete forever, and for some reason I couldn't figure out how to do it on the mobile app, which was very annoying. So and it's weird because I only noticed it this week. I don't know if it's happening only after the update or because only this week I had this problem.
No, and I think it's because I've always like you get those. I get those one from Ingress all the time. The email, oh, you're up. Your submission portal for this thing is come back, or this edit changes. So if I reply back and I delete it, and then they come back with a reply, and they're all back again. It's like, well, what was the point?
Exactly.
So why would what would archive have done differently? Anyways, we're getting a little bit off topic. Google Keep, it's out there. Try it out. Like it, don't. Who knows? And again, the bitterness in me goes, yeah, well, they killed Google Reader and we all loved it, so sniff. The next thing I wanted to quickly chat about was I termed FUD, and anybody's don't know what FUD is. FUD is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And again, another little bit of my rant of me just going, you know what? There's so much about the Galaxy S4 coming out that rumors I have to sort of stay away from. Like, oh, come on, let's let it go. But now we started hearing these things about this Galaxy S3 and the Note 2 and potentially the S4 have these security fails. Oh no, you can bypass your lock screen on your Galaxy S3 if you just do this super uber complicated series of steps and features that eventually I might just be able to get to your screen and see what was behind it, but I really it's like, it's not a fail, it's not a big huge security issue, not a big deal. I couldn't believe it. People are actually it was so much around the blogosphere about it. And the other thing about that, in terms of the same idea, was people are immediately talking about, oh, the Galaxy S4 won't get CyanogenMod 10 at all. No, it won't. And it had to take CyanogenMod themselves coming out and saying, listen, we can't even comment. Nobody has this device yet. So how can we tell you whether or not we're going to develop for that until somebody gets it in their hands? The problem was somebody just said, "Yeah, I'm not going to buy it," and then so they kind of thought it's, Somebody took a picture. So I mean,
Stay
it was
focused.
stay focused. All right, but the idea was that a couple of developers like, well, I'm not buying it, so I'm not sure I'm going to develop it for it. So they're like, oh, CyanogenMod in general is not going to do that. Well, no, just a couple people said they probably were not going to buy it themselves.
Yeah,
Who knows?
that was a weird one. I saw that one too, and
It was everywhere
That's
for
such
like
a strange
day.
rumor, and I don't even know how that got started, but
Well,
how would you not develop for a phone that's as popular or should be as popular as the S4? I mean, come on.
Well, it started on a an XDA post where one of the developers had made that comment. But obviously, one developer doesn't speak for CyanogenMod in general. So, and then they saw that one developer say it, and then, oh, CyanogenMod's not developing for it, and then it just it snowballed out of that.
Yeah, so they're just weird. Okay, so fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Just like the same idea with rumors out there, guys. Don't really worry about it too much, okay? You know what? Take everything you read on the blogs out there with a grain of salt. Just relax. Things are most generally fine. There's no need to get concerned, except for Google Reader. We have to save Google Reader somehow. Anyways.
Screw it, go to Feedly.
Don't even start. Let's not go there.
It's pretty good, actually.
Ryan
actually.
gets very upset about it when we get so. Anyways, next thing we're going to talk about was the Samsung update line. So if you guys caught in the article recently in our blog, and it was out there for a while in a bunch of other places, Samsung recently had a post out. They're talking about, okay, with the S4 out and the potential of the Keyline Pi update, our S4 will get Keyline Pi. The S3, the Note 2, those will probably get Keyline Pi, which is really cool. They're all talking about which devices are going to get Keyline Pi right now, but they also give a list of, you know what, a lot of things are not going to get Keyline Pi. They say the Galaxy Nexus, they mentioned it all. Galaxy Nexus, all of Keyline Pi. But then again, remember, Samsung itself doesn't really monitor or handle the updates for the Galaxy Nexus. But we put a list of which phones are probably going to get Keyline Pi. And again, this is based on a conjecture of a rumor of some guy talked to some guy at Samsung Korea. Who knows what's actually official. And down the road, they may decide to want to not talk about that. So, I see Mark wants to say something.
Yeah, this sounds like the CyanogenMod whole thing. They haven't even released Keyline Pi yet. Everyone just simmer down. They may make guarantees about whether they're going to release it or not, unless they have some kind of. Well, I guess there's that whole thing that Android said they were going to update all their all their partners ahead of time. But
Yeah,
I would
I
wait
imagine
until
it
it
must
comes out
have
before I say.
some idea what it is. But I mean, like, what I found kind of funny watching the discussion about it. We're talking about, okay, well, you know what? The S2 is not going to get Keyline Pi, but we're going to give it a value pack. It's a consolation prize. Thanks for coming out, S2. But I mean, it'll be an old phone by that point.
I like
But-
to point out that
Already
the
an old
Galaxy
phone.
S never got the value pack. That
That's my
promised.
point. The Galaxy S Captivate was supposed to get ice cream sandwich, but it never ever got this value added pack that it was supposed to get. Sylvain, you have it coming. You have a Nexus, and you're probably sitting there going, Keyline Pi, Keyline Pi, Keyline Pi.
Well, I'm hoping. But you know what's funny? I was just looking at the rumor I was talking about earlier, about the Nexus 5, and they're saying another tip we received said that the Nexus 5 could feature Android 5. Well, you know what? I hope so.
Well, I would assume the next Android should come out with Keyline Pi, right? Should be Android. I mean, who knows? We don't know. Google I/O is coming out shortly, and it's usually around that time or later that they may start announcing those bigger features.
End
Yeah,
of
but
news.
they don't announce a new phone then, though, usually.
No.
Yeah, the Nexus usually comes out in the what's that one? What's the one they do? They announce the phone at.
In the fall. Usually it's a special announcement just in the fall.
Yeah, because that was one that stopped for Hurricane Sandy or whatever. So, yeah.
I'm looking forward to maybe a new Nexus 7, though.
Yeah, well, that's gonna be cool. The new revamp of the Nexus 7. That could be a whole topic and
7.1, I heard.
discussion. 7. Just the Earth Mark II. Mark's the tablet guy of our blog. Just like Tom likes to buy phones, Mark likes to buy tablets.
I don't have that many.
You have more than me, therefore you have many.
How many do you have?
I have one,
Oh, okay. Yeah, everyone has more than you.
pretty much. Okay, the last bit of news we'll talk about really quickly here, sorry I'm noticing the time. Chrome OS and Android not to merge. This is a rumor, and my hopes for Android way back when, at the beginning of the year, I made some sort of guesses of what's 2013 is going to have, and I was going to say we're going to have a merger of Chrome OS and Android, and it's not going to happen. So, well, Andy Rubin kind of told us so.
Well, what does that mean exactly? That it would not be merging?
Well, see, my idea was the fact that it was going to be a brand new, or not brand new. I mean, the idea was that Android 5.0 would be Android and Chrome OS in one sort of packet, right? So it would be a desktop version. So if you plugged it into a screen that has a bigger screen, it would turn into Chrome OS. If you plug it into your phone, it's the Android version. Kind of like Ubuntu had like a mini version and a desktop version.
A dual boot, kind of?
No, not even a dual boot. It's just a different display style based on when it's coming out. That was my guess. But I guess that's not going to happen anytime soon. At least that's what Andy Rubin's saying.
I could get behind that. That sounds like a good idea.
That's what I was really kind of hoping for. That was me. I was like, okay, that's what we're going to probably do. But who knows really what's supposed to happen. So, anyways, let's take a look at other topics. We go along. Reviews. So, this past week we had quite a fair bit of reviews.
Hang on. Mark is speaking out here.
Mark, I'm sorry. My screen's here. The Hangout window's there. I'm trying to see it. It's the long-range running gag. I press Mark on purpose for some reason.
On purpose, yeah, exactly. There was a post, maybe I think sometime this week by Mike Elgin on Google Plus, where he was mentioning about how he would like to see a Chrome OS phone, not an Android and Chrome OS merging, but a Chrome OS phone, and that kind of speaks to what Mozilla kind of wants to do. Is they want to create a Firefox OS phone. So maybe that could be something where Google could look at creating a Chrome OS phone in which they can release to cheaper markets, where it doesn't have to have all that processing power, and it can just handle just as a web browser and run everything in the cloud.
Yeah, I mean that's something I was thinking for the longest time. Like I remember way back when, if you guys remember your Linux distributions, one was ThinkGOS, way back when now, and it was basically entirely on Google Docs and cloud apps and widgets and stuff like that, and it was really cool. So maybe some feature like that would be really neat down the road. Anyways, any more comments? You're good? Mark? Making sure I'm not passing Mark up for a comment. Okay. This past week, we had a few reviews. I didn't do a lot of news this week. This week was kind of busy. I don't know about you guys. I know Sylvain has been sick, and I've just been exhausted. My kid's been sick. My wife's been sick. It's been a hectic week. I'm sure we're all just jet lagged from St. Paddy's Day or something. But instead of doing like news articles lately, I've been doing a lot of reviews. So this past week, I did some reviews on some Office options for you guys. So if you like to use Microsoft Office, I gave you a couple options on how to use Office on your phone. So go take a look at the blog those. There is a couple of good options for you to take a look at. The other one I did a big, and I didn't mean this one to be as big, was the photo editing options. So if you like to edit photos and make sure that the picture you did take on your not quite as great camera, let's say like the Nexus 5, Galaxy Nexus doesn't have a great camera, you can edit that picture on your phone with a couple of great apps. And I reviewed 5 different apps for you to take a look at. So good options. Take a look at them.
Yeah, thanks for that. That was a good series of articles you did there, by the way.
Yeah, I thanks. I appreciate it because it was one of those things like it's something there's a lot of cool things out there, but how much do we really use? And it's part of that thing. I'm going to go to that guy's workshop. I think it's next week, not this Monday, next Monday. But he'll be talking about photography for Android, and he asked me what would you suggest for photo editing. So I thought, I can just write a bunch of articles. And what turned out to be one short article turned into 5 fairly longer ones. So they're good options. Take a look at them. I'm not going to run them over right now. Don't have the time, but they're great articles. Then Brandon got some new toys this past week, and I'm really jealous of this. He got a gaming tablet, a cheap kind of Chinese knockoff gaming tablet that looks like the Wii U, but it has an Android device in it. I would buy that for my kid if he was a little bit older. $170. He's got a great little video on there. That, and he also has the new MK808B Android mini TV with Air Mouse control for it. So he just posted that today. So two cool new toys to play for Android. One for gaming, one for plugging into your TV. So, and like looking at the MK808, and it's cheaper than the Logitech Review I bought on a fire sale.
How much is
I
it?
bought that at $70.
Oh, wow.
$70. Now, it may not come with the HDMI cable, but I mean, like $70. Nice little device. What's really cool I was talking about it is that, take it with you. Bring it to work. Plug it in at work. Take it with you when you go on a trip. You can plug it into the screen at the hotel. Bring it with you.
Simple?
You plug it in to a TV by HDMI. It's got a little keyboard, and it's got a little thing you plug in. That's your device.
Can it be controlled from the phone?
No, you control it with a little. You just use a little remote that it comes with.
Right, but there's no app.
No, I mean it's its own Android device.
Right.
It just doesn't have a screen, so you just got to plug it into anywhere that has a screen. Well, that was kind of cool.
I heard about it
cool.
a few months ago, and before this model came out, the older one.
Yeah, there's been a couple models out there for a while. This one, I think, is a little more expensive than some of them out there, but I mean, you know what? It's, as Sylvain said before the Hangout, that has more power than his Galaxy Nexus.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
I'm also really interested in these little Android TV things because actually on Wednesday I just had delivered a nice 51-inch Samsung Plasma TV, and I'm going through all the smart apps and the smart features. By the way, the Samsung smart apps games are just absolutely terrible. I'd
assume is
just not worth anything at all. So I'm thinking $70. Plug one of these into the TV. You got Android device. It's very compelling. If you're going to cut the cord and not even buy a Blu-ray player or something, just use that and stream your movies. It has a lot of potential.
And that's why I bought the Logitech Review, because I thought, at $100 when it was on the fire sale, my wife went down to Best Buy in the States, picked one up when she was on one of her trips, and to plug it in, even if I got a quote-unquote smart TV, this is going to be much better. And this thing here is $70, and it's small enough that you could take it with you wherever you want, right? So it's not going to take up space. My Logitech Review is a box about yay big and a keyboard that's kind of bulky. $70, this thing's nice and tiny. So go take a look on the website. He's got a great video. Thanks, Brandon, for doing that. You make a lot of us jealous, and
I think
our wallet's a little bit lighter. So I know, because Sylvain, you have that Western Digital one, right?
Yes.
Western Digital. Well, This one's Android, kind of like that, but Android.
We also have the Western Digital.
And it has an app. So I use the
have an
app,
app.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
awesome. That's $60, he's saying, wow.
We also paid something like that. We bought it on sale online.
But it's not Google. This one's Google.
I know.
Anyways, so let's go on, move it along. So updates of the past week. Devices, we've seen the Canadian versions of the Samsung Galaxy Nexus receive the official 4.2 and I believe it's just 4.2.1. So a buddy of mine was showing me his, even though I've been trying to tell him to root and flash, etc., and he hasn't yet. Was showing me off. Oh yeah, I got Galaxy, 4.2.1. Look at all the cool things you can do. And I'm like, yep. Trying not to be that hipster douchebag that says, yep, I've seen it. So that came out. Apps, a ton of apps that came out recently, updated. Gmail, we now have expanded options in Gmail, so you can quickly reply or archive, which they have archive, not delete. I prefer delete, as per our earlier discussion. NFC Task Launcher, the talk on the update in this one is that they've totally redone the back end of the coding on this app so that future updates are much, much easier now. Chrome Beta, as always, updates, new features, new fixes. Currents is interesting because that's when everybody tells me that's a new update that they now have device syncing. They have something about podcasting now within Currents, but the big thing for me is now that they're actually synced between devices, so that's kind of cool. Then we have Pinterest updating some new features, Facebook updating, Internet Movie Database updated, Angry Birds Seasons. Did the IMDb app update? That one was like it now has like wanted to watch features and stuff on it now. Angry Birds Seasons updated, Zedge updated, new games features there. Untapped had new features. Super User updated, Perfect Viewer updated, new menu features, and just recently Photoshop Touch just updated for some new features from higher resolution stuff. So a bunch of stuff updated, and I know Savan has some comments on some of the updates.
I just wanted to say that Pinterest is an app that always impresses me. I know you don't use it yet, but I have to say that it's one of the apps that since the beginning updated really fast with new features and everything works really, really well. And I'm very, very impressed by it. It's much
so the new
better than
update.
Tumblr, than Facebook, even Google Plus. I mean, it's more simple features, but everything just works really well. Pins can be downloaded to the device very easily. It seems that they think of everything. They do it really well, and really every time when they update, I'm impressed.
Okay. And you are kind of the target demographic for Pinterest. I mean,
I use it a lot for work.
Yeah.
So
then that's what. Well, then again, you also because of your work, you work in a travel industry and it's a very visual industry. They say
right, exactly.
That's the features. So. Okay, so a lot of apps I've updated the past week. And again, if we've missed any, guys, by all means, let us know. Tell us, hey, you missed out. This update was really, really, really interesting. You should have included that. Like, and there's just been so much that's been updated. I know I have a couple hundred apps on my phone, and I try to keep track of what changes on them. Again, type A personality, I try to do that. Anyways, other than that, that's the news portion of our shows. And now we get to the fun part, which is my favorite part, is the App Coliseum. So this is the part where we actually get to go around and we talk about, well, what are the new apps, or what's an app that you're using that I should take a look at? Savan just kind of mentioned Pinterest has just been a really impressive app, so maybe that would be her App Coliseum. Who knows? But the idea is for us to talk about what the app we like, share it with you guys, and then you guys can share it with us. What is the apps that you like? Again, there's so many hundreds of thousands out there, there's no way we can know them all. And the only way we can try them out is by recommendation. So let's go through our App Coliseum for the week. And I'm just going to go bottom to top this time. So anti-alphabetical. So Savan, you're up first. What's your App Coliseum this week?
Yeah, I didn't choose Pinterest because not everybody uses it. I know that more women use it. And if you do use it, you know the app, you'll use the app for sure. And I chose to focus on another app that maybe not so many people are aware of that option of shortening the URLs. I mean, I do it on Chrome. You told me, Ryan, that you also do it on Chrome very easily with an extension, but only lately, and I'm surprised I started doing it only lately, I started doing it also on my phone. So I tried few of them. I just downloaded quick all of them that I found in the Play Store. And the best one is the one that's called, where is it? Sorry. Link Shrink Pro. And the reason I like this one is because it lets you either copy the shortened URL or share it. Let me show you. Bear with me, I'm going to share the screen with you.
Oh, right. We did work then, so.
Can you see it?
Yep, can see your phone.
Okay, so let's say we open Chrome. Let's go, for example, to the great blog, Android Coliseum.
There we go. Great blog.
We want to share Brian's article with someone, let's say on Google+. So we simply go to share, and then we choose share link shrink, and we have two options, either copy or share. I'll choose copy, and then it copies it to the clipboard. Then I can go to Google+, just paste it in a comment, or if I want to email it to someone, there's an option to share, and then I go to Gmail or any other app, and it pastes it there. There's other apps that were on the not the market, the Play Store, and you either have to shorten it manually, or they just copy it to the clipboard. But this one has the two features, and so that's why I think it's the best one. It works really well. It's very easy and simple and useful.
Cool. So Link Shrink Pro. Yeah, go ahead, Brian.
What link shortening service does it use? Can you choose?
You can choose between three of them. You can either you don't see the screen share anymore, right? I don't know why.
Yeah. That's all right though.
It's
if you go to the settings,
Bitly or Google.
Bitly or Google. So you do in the settings, and that's the one it will choose every time.
Right.
So that's also a great feature because you can choose which one to use, and it gives you three of them because some offer only the Google one.
We all like Google ones, don't we? We all like Google stuff.
So that's it. That's my app for today.
Cool. Okay. So Link Shrink Pro. It's funny they say
yeah,
Pro,
automatically I chose that one, but some people might prefer something else.
But like, it's Pro, but it doesn't charge you any extra. So that's
right,
the Scottish in me going excited about that. Oh, it's the Pro version, but I don't have to pay an extra nickel for it. Nice.
It looks like it worked then.
Exactly.
Mission accomplished.
This is the ultra version.
Great
Ryan.
value.
The perception of value.
All right. Just before we go on, I want to make a comment we did receive on our YouTube page. Back on the Gmail notification, when I said it has archive or reply, you can apparently, according to the comment, change it to delete instead of archive in the email setting, just so we have that. So
that's when you
thanks
swipe.
for sharing
right?
that, guys.
At least people are paying
Not
attention.
swipe.
Oh no?
But when you drop down the notification, it has archive or reply. You can change the archive to be delete.
Yeah.
Okay. On after Sylvain, I have Sylvain. So Sylvain, what's your app Coliseum this week?
Okay. Just sharing here. All right. I'm just showing up my my home screen just to show off my Google Keep inverted widget. Anyway, who cares?
Looks nice.
Yes, it is nice. Anyway, this week I am talking about News Republic. Nice little app. Unfortunately, it's all white. Sorry, Tom. So what it is, it's probably just like what was it called? Flipboard.
Okay.
So kind of same idea. Right now you can see all the good animations, but it's like a page turning and it just swipes off. It's really, really nice.
Game of Thrones.
you can add. It was actually featured on the Google Play Store for a week. So you can add different subjects that you want. Of course, me, I start with Google, smartphones, music, food, Android, stuff like that. It's very nice. You just click on it. Oh, you kind of saw the animation there. So you can just scroll down. And something nice I discovered today, if you press on that little, it looks like almost a share button at the top right. But if you click on there, waiting for the update, okay, you can just scroll. I'll put the circle so you can scroll up and down and choose what you want for a subject within all the feed that you have in there. You
So it's
have
like a
just
tag cloud, or
a wheel. What did you say, Ryan?
it's kind of like a tag cloud of all the different types.
Yeah,
and-
exactly. So it's quite nice. Alright, how do I get out of there? The only thing I didn't like is that there's absolutely no, for the offline reading mode, it doesn't work. Even though, let's say I'm online and I go into one article, it should cache it. So I go offline, go back into the article, and tells me, oh, you need a network connection. That's annoying, because you guys all know I'm mostly offline when I'm away from home. So yeah, nice little app. I was using Flipboard, but this one I think is just nicer to me. A few settings. And one thing I found is that you can pay for the ad-free. So I went on the Play Store and they charge, I think, $4, but per month.
Ooh.
I'm not paying $4 a month.
No.
So I thought that was a little bit steep for price.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Well, for a newspaper, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
Well,
but I
yeah.
mean, I could get the same pretty much from another reader. So I don't know where they're
Like
coming.
Pulse or
Yeah. So yeah, that was my app.
Okay. Now I could totally get into this in terms of a Google Reader replacement. Like just
Not
questions.
quite.
But like, can you get like a unified stream of what you do, right? Or like all your posts? Or is it just whatever they decide to share?
Yeah, it's whatever they decide to share.
So okay.
You're kind of limited, and it wouldn't replace a Google Reader for sure.
Okay. So that's, and again, personally, that's what I'm looking for, is something that has all those features of Google Reader. Anyways, I could go back and talk all about Google Reader and what I need and what I want out of it.
That's why I use Feedly.
You guys keep saying that. Like it's some sort of magic pill.
Yeah, back to you, Ryan.
Okay. Feedly.
Take the Feedly pill.
If you take the blue pill, you get to go down. Anyways, my app this week, guys, is I was torn between the built-in photo editor, because actually, to be honest with you, when I was doing my articles, I was surprised that I must be just that it's 4.2.2 has a really good built-in photo editor. But I'm gonna go and I'm gonna share my screen here, and I'm gonna show off Photoshop Touch, just really quickly, just because, again, that's kind of what I was playing around with this past week. So, the Photoshop Touch app, it was $5. It's the most I've probably ever paid for an app, but really, it has so much you can do. I have to do a whole article just on this one. So if I want to go ahead and just add any picture into this, and it has support up to a 12 megapixel picture, I can do so much in here that if you really want to play around with, like if doing all your editing, like if you do work with Photoshop, you know what kind of power you can have playing around with the different things on Photoshop, and just doing with the greens and with the greens out, So I can play around all I want in Photoshop and have it. What I haven't really figured out yet myself is the idea of the Adobe Creative Cloud, you can sync files. You have 2 GB of Adobe to save, and I haven't really tried to play around with this, but I really want to get into it because I use Photoshop a lot at work. And if I can save files I'm working on in Photoshop at work and then edit them on my phone, that'd be really kind of cool just for the minor things I tend to do. Just little bits of features. So that's mine. It's Photoshop Touch. Now, for phones, it's $5. For tablets, it's $10, which I kind of find is weird. I would rather pay $10 than have it work for both. Like, there's some apps out there that you can say you can pay the $10 version, and they'll get you both a phone and a tablet version. But this one, if I want it on both my phone and my tablet, I have to buy a $10 app and I have to buy $5. So I'm just buying the $5 app and using that, because I've also heard that the $5 app, the Touch for phones, can work on a Nexus 7. So take that for what it's worth. So my app is Photoshop Touch. Go ahead. Let's see who's next on my list. Mark.
Okay, so I'm going to go a bit on a different direction here, and I'm not going to use an app that's on the Play Store. I know. Don't worry though. Calm down. Everything's all right. It's not a virus. There has been a lot of popularity recently, and especially if you're on Google Plus, you'll see it, with Humble Bundle. So they have some pretty awesome deals with Humble Bundle, right? And recently they just started releasing ones with Android apps now. Now you say, well, that's great, Android apps, but then, then I have to go and install these Android apps individually. Well, that's not true. They've released a beta of a Humble Bundle app. So what you can do is you can install this Humble Bundle app on your phone, and it'll allow you to log into your Humble Bundle account, and then you can download all your games, and it gives you automatic updates. So it's very simple and straightforward. But for those who are, I couldn't get my screenshot to work here, so I'll just bring it up. So here's the just basic shot. You go to your Humble Bundle library, and it shows you all of your different games that you have available. So you can download them and install them, and of course you need to give it access to install third-party apps because it's not going through the Play Store. But it's pretty simple, straightforward, but it gives you kind of another place, another Humble Bundle store that allows you to easily install these games that you've purchased from Humble Bundle. So I'll give you the link so that you can. There's a link you can go to Humble Bundle's website to install the app, and then you just put it onto your phone.
Okay, what kind of games can you find on there?
Well, it's the Humble Bundle, right? You
No.
pay. Well, how Humble Bundle works is it's kind of, for those who don't know, it's kind of like you give money to independent developers. So developers have created these games, and then there's maybe like 4 games or whatever, and then these developers have created the games and they sell it, and people pay whatever they think they think the value of the games are. And if you pay above the average, so as people keep paying, you pay above the average, you get 2 additional free games and maybe some soundtracks or whatever. And if you pay under, you get just the basic 4 games. And as the idea is, I guess, the more and more people who pay, the higher the average just. So you get all these you can get all these pretty high quality games. Like I got some pretty high quality games for like $6 or $10 or whatever.
Okay. How would it compare to the games on the Play Store? Let's say you have a game for $2 and.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's much cheaper in the end than those ones, but the quality is just as good as those ones, if not. Sometimes you can even get some of those games on the Play Store,
Okay.
but they offer it usually because some of it goes to charity as well. So some of it goes to like Penny Arcade's what is it, Kids Play, those kind of charities it goes to.
Nice.
No, and Humble Bundle's been one I've been loving for a while. Like, I usually try. The downside of doing a Humble Bundle, as much as for $10 you get a bunch of great games. I'm really playing that Swordify or Sword and Sorcery. You tried that one yet, Mark?
Not yet.
A really nice game. The only problem is because you're out downloading it outside the Play Market. If they ever update, you don't get those updates.
Well, that's
Like
what
when I bought.
that's what the Humble Bundle app does, though. It alerts you if there's updates to the game.
So if, like, for example, when I first, way back when I bought World of Goo, they only had like 12 levels or 10, 15 levels on World of Goo that you got. And again, for like what it ended up being like $1.50 you're paying for the app, that's fine. I ended up buying the app on the Play Store anyways later on, and it got the updates to the Play Store. But I'm like, a year later, if there's an update to Osmosis or something like that.
I suppose it's if they support the update, right? So the developer has to keep updating that one. But as long as the developer updates it, the Humble Bundle version, it'll keep pushing those updates to you. So
yeah, but I guess they have to go back to Humble Bundle and you have to get it through the app. Now, because I use Humble Bundle as well, I had installed the app. I uninstalled it pretty quickly thereafter. I didn't really find myself using it too much. But does it alert you when the next Humble Bundle is going to be coming around? Because that would be super awesome for me, I think. If
that
it
would
could
be
say.
super awesome. I don't know if it alerts you if there's a new Humble Bundle update.
Because that's what I was
Android
looking
app
for.
is an easy way to install games you've purchased. In addition, it sends you automatic notifications when updates are available for your installed games. That's it. It looks like right now. It's still in beta, so maybe they'll add that extra functionality if there's alerts. If, like you can tell them, oh, I want you to alert if there's a new Humble Bundle or something. But
yeah, because I think I have the page just on one of my reader feeds, just like, okay, if it updates, boom, I'm gonna go and buy.
Yeah.
Because again, it's a great way to help support the developers of apps, but also to help support the some charities.
Yeah.
And it's a good deal for a bunch of apps, but I always miss out when the next one is coming out. Like, I want to know when the next one. Because the other thing is too is when the update was like, when I bought, there was only 4 games, and they had, if you paid more than the average, they'll give you 2 more. Now there's like 3 more added on that, and you still get those because you did buy at the higher rate. So
also,
you may not know.
Also, Sylvain, one thing to keep in mind is that these games, what you're actually paying for is you're usually paying for a PC game. So you can download them on your PC or through Steam or whatever, and then they usually give you an accompanying Android app that goes with it. So you're essentially getting 2 games for the. You're essentially getting twice as many games. Or they give you an Android version that can handle the lower specs of the phone versus a PC. But they usually, like, if you want, they'll send you either the install file, they'll send you the Steam code so you can redeem it on Steam, and they'll send you the Android apps and everything. So
nice
Excellent
concept.
purchase. Yeah, excellent purchase.
it's like the what is it, the it's kind of different, but it's like Indiegogo or Kickstarter for indie games.
And then they have one for readers too, eh? Like a humble
They
reader
have
or whatever.
ebooks too that they sell as well. Yeah, they have that. It's all done through Humble Bundle.
Yeah. Okay. Last but not least, Brian, what's your app Coliseum this week?
So like I mentioned earlier, I bought a brand new smart TV. It's actually my first like flat panel giant TV that I've ever bought, and I've been putting up with a little 27-inch CRT tube for the last 10 years. But so my goal was to get a smart TV, and I guess Panasonic and Samsung, and I guess they're all coming out with smart TVs. They're all out there, and all of them you can download an app, either Android or iOS, and the app will be like a remote control for your TV. My app for the Coliseum is the Samsung app for controlling your Samsung Smart TV. So I've started a screen share. So I'll just go through some of the pictures that are up on the Play Store. And I've tried it out on my TV. I've got a Samsung Galaxy S. One thing I'm not too clear on is whether or not this app will work on any Android phone or just the Samsung Galaxy line of phones. But either way, I've got the right hardware to work it. So, to my great pleasure, it works very well. I'm kind of used to seeing features like this, and then when you actually get to try them out, it's laggy, or you can't find the TV, or the app keeps crashing or something. But so far, I've been very pleased So my phone, my wife's phone, I've downloaded it to my tablet, and you can just over the Wi-Fi control your smart TV. Change the channel, do the volume, go into the smart TV features, and even turn off and turn on the TV as well. And I'm actually finding it to be quite useful. Let's see what else can.
So Brian, this is there's nothing you have to plug into the TV. The TV is just like a smart.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you get a Samsung Smart TV and you connect it to your Wi-Fi, if you connect your phone to the Wi-Fi, that's all you have to do. They will find each other when you load up the app, and then away you go.
Nice.
And it just works. I'm surprised. Like I said, usually this stuff, at least in the past, anyways, never really worked quite well. But this is working, and it's working very well.
Actually, there's one comment on the YouTube channel from Terry saying that you have the TV has to be on for it to work. He says he's not able to turn on his Samsung TV with the app.
Oh, he's not able to turn it. Okay, I guess now that I think about it, I've only actually tested it to turn it off. So maybe that could be quite true. Yeah.
Cool.
But also, I'm sure it comes with a normal remote.
No.
Forget normal remote.
Does
Come
it?
on. Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah.
Okay.
It does have a normal remote as well, and that works just fine.
Okay.
And,
You mean the thing that fills my drawer?
yeah, yeah. And also,
Right.
I'm really kind of excited about this smart TV because aside from the smart TV features that Samsung has with their apps and everything, it also does all things like I've got a hard drive attached to my router, and so I can stream content from there right to the TV, and that works perfectly as well. You can pair a YouTube app on your phone to the TV, and then as you're watching or as you're going through your YouTube videos, you can just fling them to the TV, and that works too. So it's great.
So then you had a question there? Or?
So which apps do you have on the Samsung Smart TV? You have YouTube.
Yeah, there's the usual culprits like Netflix and YouTube, and there's a Facebook and Twitter app.
Google Music.
There's several music apps.
You have a radio app?
I don't know. I haven't had much time to look too far into it. Apparently, you could use Google Talk on there, but I can't imagine how useful that would be. I mean,
Oh wow, no, that's useful.
Google Babble, you said?
or whatever they're going to call it in the next week or two. Also, one thing I should mention with the remote app, when you get into a field where you would input text, and usually you have to do the old Super Nintendo of move the little cursor to the on-screen keypad, the keyboard on your phone will come up, and then you can enter text that way, and it's much easier to do to use the web browser and everything.
Yeah, there's actually one I haven't got to work well, but it's with the Sony TV or the Sony Google TV ones. It's TV Side View, and it's got. Let me see if I can pop it up here. It's got similar. It'll actually will load in a list of your actual TV listings, and it kind of works. It only takes me up to channel 44 though, which is no good to me because I only watch HD shows. Yeah. So you can see it's listing it over, and I haven't got a chance to really use it that much. But it's supposed to work with your Sony Google TV, and then I'll also go to different channels if you want to and everything, and it has voice commands, so like there and then.
Yeah.
Interesting times with these smart TVs.
Yeah.
It doesn't work exactly well yet, but we'll see.
I do have to warn you though that if you do go out and buy a smart TV, at least for the Samsung ones, anyways, the apps in the App Store, the little games they have, the little education section for the kids and whatever, it is incredibly bad. Like I'm thinking like the original Nintendo that my family got in like 1989 or something. The games were better and more fun than these pieces of junk they've got on there. And it's kind of disappointing considering, how nice the TV looks and how nice the resolution is in. And they couldn't get Angry Birds on there. I don't know. So.
Yeah, so that's the thing, because like it's one of those things. Like I think about these smart TVs, and I know I had this discussion before. Like, do we want a smart TV? But it doesn't. What operating system is it using? It's not Android, yada yada yada. So I don't know. It's interesting. I'm really interested in looking at the stuff like the Galaxy S4 and the HTC One. Not only have IR blaster, so I can use it to change channels. It'd be kind of cool. But the S4 had that weird feature where it was like a media share, where if you wanted to, apparently you could control your TV from wherever, which I thought would be kind of weird. That I could be at work and my wife could be watching TV, and I could pick up my phone and change the channel on her or something like that. You didn't have to be on the same Wi-Fi. That was kind of weird, but maybe I'm just reading into that one a bit wrong.
You guys keep forgetting about Sony.
Sony? What's a Sony?
They had IR Blast first before HTC and Samsung took them.
My Palm had it way back when. All right, my Palm Pilot. There we go. As an IR blaster.
I meant of the
future.
I'm trying to fix my hipster ways, but you guys keep bringing it out of me. Anyways, I think that brings us to the hour mark, guys. A little bit longer, I think, than an hour than normally, but I really want to thank Siobhan and Brian for stepping in this week, as we've had some people on vacation and stepping away. So thanks for guys for joining us on this. And again, I love having.
Always a pleasure.
I love having our Android conversations. I love talking Android, and I can't wait to, the next Android TO in Toronto. Go to that, and I can't wait for, maybe I'll get to go to Big Android Barbecue this year. So I really encourage anybody, not just do Hangouts, not just find us on our blog, AndroidColiseum.com, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, YouTube. But you know what? Go out and find out people who are in your community who are Android enthusiasts and talk to them, and hey, hang out in real life as well. So, anyways, we're going to close it off for now, but we're going to have this now open up. So we'll be putting a link into the Google Plus pages so that you can just join anybody. So if there's anything you want to talk about, any errors I've obviously made, you want to berate me for oppressing Mark for the the fact I keep forgetting his stuff, that's fine by me. Or just chat, and we'll be here for a little while after. So thanks everybody. We'll see you next week.